So I'm just curious.
Yeah, Renee, I agree with Renee. We're saying yours always looks good.
Oh, really? Oh, good. Okay. Well, it's funny, guys. I moved my y'all have heard my sisters talk about how I'm like always moving things around in my house. So I moved my desk. Like my desk used to be where the back, was my shelving unit. Well, I moved it. Oops, I don't know what I just did. I moved it. And so it's now kind of perpendicular to that. And I'm facing my window, but I'm kind of at the back of this bedroom or room, not like right in front of it. And part of me thinks I got more natural light when my desk was the other way. So who knows? Who knows? But all right, guys, I'm about to put this on. But look, I'm going to put it on. I'm going to take some pictures. Look at this flourish necklace, friends. I just got it. I'm going to go. Y'all are seeing it before the tribe sees it. We got it. I got it from Allie last night, who got it from Jennifer Brown. There's only one of these available currently. So here is the bracelet or the necklace that you get when you submit $2,000 over week 1 and 2 of April. And then I'm going to put it on. I put on the bell earrings are still available, right? Do we still have the bell earrings? I don't ever show these, but I may have to pull them out and start showing them. I put them on. I decided I'd put them on with this necklace. What do y'all think? Look how pretty it is. Y'all, it's so pretty. Oh my goodness. And these bright colored stones, I don't know what CZs, whatever you call these, and these bright colors. This is so like if you guys follow jewelry companies on Instagram, this is so hot right now. Like this is such a cutting edge trend. I'm feeling like we are very fancy with this. Okay.
Then I will say too, let me say this. Last night we were at our parents' house for our dad's birthday. And I got my famous necklace in the mail yesterday. So I put it on and wore it to their house. And so Allie took pictures of me with that necklace and the famous necklace. And my 15-year-old was like, I have to say, Park Lane's kind of stepped up their game. I was like, okay.
She loved that tennis necklace. Mm-hmm. She loved that tennis neck. Like we are so, it's all going to, those of you that earned it, you're going to start getting it. And we need to be like loud and proud with that necklace because I don't know if it will become available. I sure hope that it does, but I want to have a long waiting list for it if it does.
Well, so this is a good time to plug our Treasure Tribe Masterclass. So let me plug that real quick. So those of you guys that have not heard, on April 24th, Sunday, April 24th, from 3 to 6 Central Time, we are having a Treasure Tribe Masterclass. First time ever. We are so excited about it. The training topics have been determined and they are great. I just happen to be a part of that committee. I'm just going to pat myself on the back. Just kidding. But
committee, Christy's like leading it. So not committee. Like Christy is like kind of heading this whole thing.
So Sarah Catherine, when I kind of like lost it this morning with that detail that I sent you, now you know why. Anyway, totally unrelated, but I was like, I think I'm just losing it right now. But anyway, my point in bringing this up is one of the topics is going to be event promotion. Okay, because we are event promoters. You can call us salespeople, but we're actually event promoters. We have all these amazing events that happen within Park Lane. And what I mean by that is anything from a mega party to a style drop to a double zinger to $100 free item. These are all events, guys. So the better you are at promoting the events that Park Lane gives us, like the free impression bracelet, that you can gift. I mean, not that Park Lane's gifting your newbies for 7 more days. Okay. I'm just going to like drop that carrot. The better you will be. And Tanya Trombley is going to share how she takes pre-orders for these potential items that may come out, but may not. And I think it's brilliant because it not only shows how fun it is to be a stylist, that you get all these things, But then she takes a pre-order list just in case they get released. For example, all of these items, you know, she had pre-order lists. I don't even remember what these are called. Sweetheart, y'all. Is that what they're called? Something like that. But anyway, she had a pre-order list. So guess what? The day they drop, she's got orders. So anyway, mark your calendars for April 24th, 3 to 6 Central Time. And it is going to be amazing. Tish, is there going to be a replay for the masterclass?
I'm pretty sure, but I have to confirm that.
And I just want to share, because this is actually really cool too. If any of you guys participated in the Eric Worre GoPro event in December that Tish, you know, had shared with us to participate in, Eric Worre is a leader in network marketing, like probably the biggest trainer in the world. I think there were 45,000 people in this event. And he has a studio in Las Vegas that they use since COVID that we will be using to do our Treasure Tribe Masterclass. So it's going to be really cool technology. So anyway, mark your calendar.
Yeah, it's going to be the fanciest technology we've used today. They have a $20 million studio that this is going to be produced through, and Marina Worre is going to be our guest speaker. So it's going to be off the, yes. Yeah. I just saw Margot's look, it's going to be off the chain. So you guys want to participate, free event. Okay. Incredible training. We're going to be bringing it to you that weekend. All right. So here's the Flourish bracelet, guys. I wanted to show y'all the Flourish bracelet, and I don't know if you all can see it. Let me actually, okay, that's fine. But it has, so it is, you know what, let me grab an impression bracelet, because I want to show you the differences. It is, I'll just get one of our pink ones. I have no idea which one this one is, but it's fine. It is a petite, it's petite. Okay. So it's smaller than the impression bracelet, which I'm like obsessed with, because I feel like it is just a very beautiful and unique size. But what's even more impressive with this piece, and I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it.
Tish, you're doing a good job, but I'm just going to say right now, it doesn't do it justice. I saw it last night, and the detail, you're going to want this, because I have a feeling that it's going to be something that possibly would sell, and you're going to want to be able to share it.
Oh my gosh. So there's stones, there's CZ stones, guys, on the side. All right. And it's got a soft rose gold setting. And this, it's like, it's not round. You guys see how it's almost like, I don't know what you call it, but there's like little points to it. It is so stunning and beautiful and so unique, and like nothing we have. So, and when I hold the regular impression bracelet up, you guys can see the difference, right? Like it's just really, really beautiful. So anyway, we can earn that when we submit 5,000. So we can do that. Drop a 5 in the chat box if you are going for the Flourish bracelet in April. 5 in the chat box if you're going for Flourish. Yes. Drop a 2 in the chat if you're going for 2,000, which is by next Wednesday. So 2,000 netting on by next Wednesday. Next Wednesday is also the deadline for RRC level 1. So everybody that hits 1,000 by next Tuesday will get $250 in free product. If you're new here, you do that every month. You're getting an additional $3,000 in free product every single month. And then everybody that submits 5,000 over the 4-week period will get the bracelet. All right. So we've got RRC, we've got Flourish necklace at 2,000 next Wednesday, and then the bracelet at the end of the month. So all sorts of reasons to get out and share the sparkle, first and foremost. Okay. We wanted to talk about that. We talked about masterclass. We got a plug-in for that. Should we go into our free impression bracelet? Yes. All right. Okay. So I'm already seeing you guys share all these beautiful images that we had created over social media. And it is so awesome to watch. Like, I absolutely love it. I love the energy. I love the excitement that I'm seeing. And I'm telling you guys, there are people that are following you that are intrigued. So keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing. Remember, one touch is not enough. We have a marketing expert here, Angeline. I'm going to get Angeline's take on this for a moment. With
Look at
regard
her face, I just saw
Yeah.
those eyes. She's like, oh, okay.
Here we go, Angeline. Angeline, with regards to marketing and social, we've got all these fabulous images. What would be your top tips that you would share with our stylists here about how to utilize those?
Utilize them in every neighborhood that you market in. So don't just do it in Facebook, do it in your Facebook group, do it in your Instagram feed, do a reel, do a story. Just use it all the different places, and don't think you're overdoing it, because people just don't see. You may think you're saturating it, but you are so not. We need to see it a million different times. Plus, so few people actually see what you post, so you need to share it a lot.
So could someone share images, different images, this special every day between now and next Wednesday?
You should, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. In your VIP group, on your stories, on Facebook, on Instagram, all the places, correct?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And just get creative about how you do it. Maybe if, have it personal to be, show the impression bracelet, your collection, or what you love about it and why you think it's a great deal. But yeah, share every day.
And one other question, which is, how often do you think someone can share their story on social? Meaning, why I left Park Lane, why I joined, how it's been able to impact my family. Do you think that's something that you can ever stop talking about?
No, of course. I do think it's important to have a balance between that and other things. But if you do a lot of other things, you can talk about the opportunity a lot, just like you do. You're a good example of that. You share a lot of it, but you don't just share that.
Right.
So I think that's important.
Yeah. Well, I just want you all, thank you for sharing that, Angela. I know I kind of put you on the spot, but I just want you all to just be reminded. I think people get in their head about what, hold on, let me just, I'm like doing all these pins over here for the follow-up for the replays. People get in their head about what they can share and what they can't share. And they start thinking, oh, I don't want to be commercial. I don't want to this. I don't want to that. People don't want to see it. You're making a whole lot of assumptions.
You know what else I would add is that the more you talk about it, the more people see you as a professional, that like they take you seriously. So if you only share it every random once in a while, they think you're a dabbler. And if they're serious about joining, they're going to want to join with somebody who's a professional and a leader. And the more you talk about it, the more you'll be seen that way.
I cannot stress that enough. I can't tell y'all how often someone will reach out to me and are interested or intrigued. And they will say, I've been following you. And I'm thinking, who would know? You've never liked anything, but they've been following. And I can tell that you're serious about your business. You treat your business seriously. You've had success with it. And I mean, any of your followers, guys, can draw the same conclusion. They absolutely can draw the same conclusion, but it's showing up consistently in your business on social to show your followers you are consistent about your business. And just remember, anytime you post something, 1% of your followers are seeing it. 1%, 1 to 2%. That's it. I mean, most of the things on social that I see are the same, like 25 people over and over and over again. And I have 5,000 friends on Facebook, and I don't see about 4,975 of them, I don't think. So you just got to keep showing and keep sharing and keep showing and keep sharing. And just not assume you don't know who it's going to be speaking to. All right. with
Share like
that,
a real life example on that.
yeah,
Because it's like going in my head and I'm like, should I share this? Should I not? Should I share this? Should I not?
share.
So, and it's not related to Park Lane, but Tish, you're going to be surprised at this. So most of you all know, and if you don't know me, I'm Tish's sister, Christy, and I went through a divorce in the last few months. And I have shared on social, like, I mean, not every day for God's sake, but several times. Okay. And I have had 150 comments on some of the posts. Our cousin, Lisa Tish, literally messaged me yesterday on Facebook. Okay. And she just went through breast cancer in the last year. Like, we've been in contact. I mean, we see each other's stuff on social. She messaged me yesterday and she's like, oh my gosh, Christy, I just saw that you bought a house, but there was no mention of Michael. Am I assuming something that's not accurate? And I was like, okay, this is proof that you think, guys, people know I mean, my cousin who's been going through breast cancer, and we've been supporting her, and we've been, and so she's in my feed, and she opened a franchise for coffee shop, and like we support in the sharing and the commenting, and hasn't even seen that. And I mean, this has been going on for months. I shared the first time, I think, Christmas card. So in Christmas, it's like now April. She hadn't seen anything. And so I just want to point that out. Like, this is really a real thing. You think people see everything, and they do not. So anyway, I just had to share that. I was shocked myself. So I was like, more proof.
Yeah. And I think many of us, we do a really good job of showing the jewelry and showing the jewelry and showing the jewelry and showing the jewelry, showing the sales and showing the jewelry and showing the sales and showing the jewelry and showing the sales and the jewelry and the specials and the jewelry. But we've got to really, like, I look at it as education. I look at it kind of as education and also entertainment. And the people that are following me, it may not be for them, but they know people. And when they're talking to their sister or those of you that have been in this business a long time, how many times have you had someone reach out to you and say, okay, would it be okay? I was talking to my cousin who's needing to make some extra money, and I told her she should talk to you. She would be so good at this and blah, 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 blah. And then that person who's my follower connects me with their cousin who I would have never come in contact with had that cousin not connected me. So I think it's just continually putting it out there in a way that's fun. It's not what I don't want anybody to do is join my team. Okay, guys, don't say that. I don't think that speaks to people. Join my team. Things that speak to people are, we're hiring, are you looking for fun and flexibility? This has been a huge impact in my life. It might be an impact or a gift in your life. Who loves jewelry? Who loves getting jewelry at a discount? Who loves sharing, earning income flexibly from home? Like, I think there's a lot of things that we can put out there, but you'll notice none of the images say join my team, because I don't know, something about that just does not resonate with me.
It's self-serving, and people don't connect with that, something that's self-serving, because I mean, genuinely, we're all thinking about how's it going to benefit us, not somebody else. So I think that's the mindset that it puts you in when you see that.
Yes, thank you. So anyway, not that I'm a social media expert, but we have a lot of beautiful, what I wanted everybody to have over the next week with this incredible gift that we have of this impression bracelet is all sorts of materials that you could share. You can share in old party groups, guys. You could go into your last 10 party groups, 12 party groups that you've had since January if you wanted. You could go post in there. You could go schedule a post a day for the next 5 days if you wanted, or you could go live in those groups and say, hey, I'm just popping in here, y'all. We have this incredible offer. I don't want anybody to miss out that might be interested. I mean, there's a million ways you could take that. All right. So you've got warm leads, you've got warm contacts. If you want to use it, we encourage you to. Okay. Now let's talk about what actions we can take to share this opportunity and help you build your teams if you have a desire. So I first want to get a poll here. Put a 1 in the comments if you would like to recruit and build your team over the next week. Let's see.
Hey, Tish, while they're doing that, I was
Yeah.
looking in boards to make sure everybody knows where to find those gorgeous images. And personally speaking, I'm not seeing them. I have them saved on my phones, but I want to make sure everybody knows where to find them because they are beautiful. So if somebody doesn't mind sharing, if you know where, because they're not just a stylist opportunity, maybe.
You go to Photo Bank
Yep.
and then you go to current, or sorry, you go to Photo Bank, sorry. Then you go to current promotions. And then you go to for stylists, free impression, new stylists.
Okay, got it, guys. And there are also some really cute ones that I just saw in stylist opportunity, the ones that say we're hiring, etc. But the impression ones are under where Tish just said.
Okay, tell me that again, Christy. Walk me through that one more time.
Okay, if you go to Photo Bank, Tish, scroll down to the bottom, and there's a stylist opportunity folder. So the ones that are just generic for any time that do not have this current promotion are there, like the we're hiring 500, 900 for, 99 for 500, etc. But for this promotion, Tish is saying go under current promotions, then for stylists and free impression bracelet. And then you see cute Sarah Catherine with her cute collection. For those of y'all that don't know, she took, I think it was 17 impression bracelets to Key West. So she has quite the collection.
Someone loves impression bracelets. I'm moving up this stylist opportunity. I just moved up the tab to put it at the top of that list.
And sorry to distract you, but I do know that we don't all always play in this. So if you're on here and you're like, oh, where is that? And that's going to limit you from going and doing what Angela just talked about. We don't want you limited. We don't want any excuses.
So now under Photo Bank, sorry, my phone keeps buzzing. You see new stylist launch welcome. Then you see current promotions, which they're there. The free impression images are. Then you see Ukraine fundraising. We'll move that down. And then you see stylist opportunity. So it's at the top. And all of the new ones that we just made are there. And they're gorgeous. And I'm seeing you guys share them and they look beautiful. And you share those with our free impression bracelet offers. And it's just awesome. Okay. We got you covered, guys. All right. So let's talk about the focus that we are, or I'll say focus and training that we are going through this week as we share this opportunity. All right. So we know often it's very normal that we always go to booking training, host coach training, follow-up training, booking parties from the parties training. And I feel like we spend the least amount of time talking about how to recruit, how to open conversations, how to share this opportunity. And when I ask, and you guys pop in the comments here, if you want, all of you that popped in a 1 that want to recruit and you're not, what is holding you back from recruiting? I'm just curious. Share in the comments what is holding you back from recruiting. Me, myself, and I, Elizabeth says.
Can I add something to this? I actually just kind of botched this because I'm not Bob Heilig in the Treasure Tribe a few minutes ago, but this is very much the red light story versus green light story. And he has this theory while people are answering the questions. He talks about how we have our story that we want out of this business, right? Whether it's to pay for this or to accomplish this or to be this or to, experience this or whatever. And then we have this actions that we need to take in order to get us towards that, because action equals progress, right? No action, nothing happens. And so we have the action that needs to move us towards this. And then we have the thing that stops us. And the thing that goes through your mind at that moment is what keeps you from taking that action. So that's what I think Tish is asking. Like, what is the thing, the thought that goes through your mind? So Elizabeth, I love you. I'm putting you on spot because you're one of my peeps, like me, myself, and I, right? So like elaborate. Or if that's you, if you also are like, I am my biggest enemy, like be more specific to what that is. Is it who, like Christy says? I don't believe you, Christy. I know you're just putting it out there. I know that I don't believe that from Christy, but, or is it the story that you tell yourself that actually keeps you? I know many times we do think who, but we're giving you the who daily. So I want to have a little tough love and say, we're not, you don't know, I don't believe that, Christy, and anybody else that's like, I don't know who, because we're giving you the who every single day this week. The story, okay, they aren't, thank you, Renee, for being honest. Okay, they aren't interested. You're bugging them. You don't want to be high pressure. That's literally some of the things that I just said. Okay, so then if you believe that story, what happens? Tish, I'm sorry, I totally took over what you were saying.
Take it. I can tell you're on a roll, girl.
Well, I don't know. I probably should have said this here first and then in the treasure tribe, but y'all are more important to me than the treasure tribe. Sorry, Tish. So what happens? What, Christy, go ahead.
Gritty. This is the nitty gritty. This is what,
yeah.
I mean, I think Elizabeth is being the most honest here. And,
Yes.
and I think when we get down into the soul, you'll open up. So
Yes, so they aren't interested. I feel like I don't get people excited enough to take the leap. Okay, Corey. Thank you for being honest. Judy says, afraid they won't live up to my expectations. Okay, that's a good one, right? Like you're afraid because you don't know what they're actually going to end up doing, and is it going to be worth your time, right? I don't know. I could be taking that a little too far, but you give them a title they haven't earned, which is interested or not interested. That's the title I think Elizabeth is referring to. I'm afraid they won't believe how amazing these products are, and that by reaching out, I'm trying to convince them. Okay, we can talk about that. That's why we don't reach out to convince. We actually reach, I'm just going to share that one because I'm afraid I won't come back to it. That's why we reach out to see if they're interested in information. We're not selling in that message. We're offering information. You know, we're like, so afraid with my full-time job, I won't be able to help the stylist that might sign up with me. Also haven't been, okay, that said, I'm the books, VIP shoppers help. I've gotten so many compliments on the jewelry. Okay, Sharon, that's good too. Like the time involved to help somebody, right? Not being, I'm sorry, I'm just not being taken seriously. Not being high pressure. Okay, I saw an impression. Okay. That's all it took for you. Impression bracelet. Can't help them. Okay, these are all the stories that we tell ourselves. So then what happens whenever we believe that story? Nothing. Mm-hmm. And then what's the result? Zero. Like Sarah Catherine says, you don't earn trips. And then you feel like you can't do those things. Okay. So then you have to take this story of they're not being interested. I mean, I think it's mainly the three things I read at the beginning. Not interested. They're going to think I'm pushy. Worried about what they think. I think internally as women, we worry more about what people think of us than any of these other things, right? And so we take that story, and what we need to do is instead, we need to literally make it an opposite statement of what it is. This is like, what's that Saturday Night Live thing? I am beautiful. I'm whatever. People like me. And so you flip it and you say, people love this, and they, you know, how can we flip the statement? Like, Christy, help me out here, because you know this red light story, green light story thing. Like, how do you flip some of these statements to make them a green light statement? People are waiting to hear what I have to share. People want to hear about this opportunity. Like,
there are people out there looking for this, and they don't know that they're looking for this.
I am going to land in the like, I can be a solution to someone's day today. I can, you know, people are, I reach out. That's the action. Okay. or I want to reach out. That's the action we want to take. The green light story that we tell ourselves, instead of what if they're not interested? What if they tell us, what are they going to think about us? They're going to think I'm pushy. Instead of that, it's someone is craving the information I'm going to be sharing with them today. Someone is bored out of their mind, looking for community. Y'all, in 2020, I don't know, I was listening to a podcast, 2020, 2021, part of the reason that this profession exploded was because people were looking for community. They were all sitting at home. And then they got, and that they gave themselves more permission to actually enter into this community, something like this. And then all of a sudden, you know, they're like, wow, I never, ever, ever imagined that this could actually be something that this is. Okay. People are going to be blown away. So then you tell yourself, how are people going to react? And then you actually tell yourself, okay, and take the action. And that actually gets you toward your goal. So when Elizabeth says that, you know, that's 100% what we're doing. And you just got to flip that story and come to a place of wonder. Well, I wonder what would happen. I wonder what would happen if I actually reached out. So Tish, I don't know, I kind of took off your story, but I don't know where you were necessary, if you had another direction you were going.
I'm going to chime in.
Yeah, please do.
I'm going to make a masterclass plug. Just get ready, y'all. What do we have? 3 weeks left. I'm going to plug in the masterclass. Amber Glaze is going to be sharing on reframing the story. Okay. Because she did some training that completely changed her life. And it's all about framing the story. Okay. So masterclass plug, that is a huge, huge issue psychologically for every single one of us. I don't care what aspect of your life that you are focusing on. So that now I lost my train of thought. Allie, you said something. Oh, here's the other thing I wanted to share. When Allie's talking red light and green light stories, many times, guys, people don't even know they're looking for Park Lane. Okay. They don't know. I interviewed Crystal Elwell yesterday on my personal Facebook page. And that is one of the things that she said. She was invited to a party. It was like the third party. She almost didn't attend. She, you know, this, that, or the other reason. But I sent a message like I do all the guests prior to the party. And she got the message. She's like, kids are at soccer. Maybe I'll watch. You know, she watched. She's like, it's actually really cute. I think I want to host. So she hosted. 3 of her friends wanted to book a party. She's like, I really love this. She has a full-time job, 3 teenage kids in soccer. She is a full-time worship pastor. You know what they have to do. Weddings, funerals, Easter, okay. She wasn't looking for Park Lane. Park Lane found her. And she got kind of like drawn in. And that is, you know, so some are looking for extra income. Some are affected by the gas prices and food prices right now. Some are lonely. You know, that's like a for real major issue. We all know that. Some aren't looking, but need us. Like everybody's story is different. And so, you know, like Ali mentioned, our job, this is our only, we got 2 jobs. This is it. Open conversations. That's it. So if you tell yourself, okay, Jill, I got this. I'm going to go open some conversations today. I'm going to reach out to 10 people and open conversations. The words are in boards. That is my assignment. I am going to go do that. That's it. Open the conversation. If they respond, guess what? There's a response that you send next. Okay. It's all mapped out. Then it is well, here's the information. Here's the video. You send Tish's video, you sent the video I just made, focuses on the bracelet, whatever you send. It's your job. Second step is educate. So open a conversation, then educate. We are not here to sell people. Now, the third step is, do they have an objection, a concern? Type A, this is actually going to be really funny. Type A2 in the comments if you literally did not have any objection or any concern when the stylist that reached out to you to join talk to you about it. Type a 2 if you did not have some sort of objection or concern.
You know, Christy, I want it while people are doing, oh, sorry, can I interrupt you?
Yeah, but what's interesting is
Go ahead.
nobody's typing it.
Oh, I clearly wasn't listening to your question.
That's my point. Like every one of you had something, you guys. So an objection or a concern or a question is, how many of us are here, is 100% of the time going to happen if a person is going to join us. Okay, so first of all, you go open the conversation. You turn off that brain and you open the conversation. Number 2, you educate with a third-party source. We've made the video for you. You're not selling. And then the third thing is you've got to overcome whatever that objection is. And, you know, we've given you responses for if they say no, but just know an objection is not a no. So anyway, Allie, go ahead.
Well, I'm thinking actually, Tish is like, Christy told me all these things and I started thinking about myself, and I should have said 2, I typed it 2 because I was like, wait, what are y'all doing? Okay, I'm in. I mean, I didn't have any objections, but I'm an anomaly because of that. I was the FOMO. Who said? Donna said FOMO. So yeah, me too, Donna, I hear you. I'm kind of curious, and I don't know if this is a good idea or a bad idea, but I was scrolling up and everybody, the one, and I might have missed one, but I saw Christina. And Christina, I'm proud of you because she said that what she's getting is that people have had failure. They feel like they failed in other types of jobs, other types of similar scenarios, like other companies. Basically, they haven't had a success in other companies. And I actually want to say kudos to Christina, because you know what that means? She's offering it. She's literally not letting her tell herself the story. Maybe she's heard that a few times before, but, and maybe that might be holding her back from offering it to other people. I've not talked to Christina about this, but I hear that a lot too. And so do y'all want to, I mean, I'm kind of curious, what are the objections that you get whenever someone says, if you ask, can I share some information? Tell me some things that if you have genuinely reached out with these words of, I would like to share some information with you. Could I send you a video? Okay. And if they say yes, and then you follow up with them, what are some things that you are hearing back from people? Been there, done that, no thanks. Okay, Donna, because I think it might be kind of helpful to actually kind of see some just normal, like really just genuine organic conversations. So Donna, it's hard to kind of keep up with these.
Can I address while you're reading, Allie, let's make a list of these and address them one by one.
Okay.
But I had this yesterday. I literally had this exact objection with my hostess. She says, I work in physical therapy. Ha, so sweet of you. Because she was amazing. We got her party to 11 orders, $1,500 party, y'all. Okay. She says, but I, SUCK in capitals, at selling stuff. I literally have tried everything. CBD, Modere, Arbonne, fat-free or fat reduction coffee. And I'm sure there's more that I can't remember. I'm not good at posting, and I have total psycho X that I have to hide from on social media. I mean, this is the stuff we hear, y'all. She's like, but thank you. I'll just be your cheerleader. Okay. I voice messaged her back. This is what I said. Heather, I totally get it. I hear this all the time from people that come to Park Lane. We have a lot of people that join us from other companies because our compensation plan is so strong. And many will say that they didn't have success at other companies. But number one, and I kind of joked, I wasn't your leader. Maybe you didn't have a good trainer. I was like, haha, I'm kidding. But Park Lane's different. And what I have found is you have to align with the company and the product, and the company has to have the resources to help make you successful. So maybe the things that you've been trying haven't been aligned with what you need. But if you're willing to listen to this video, I'd be happy to send it to you. And so she came back and said, I will think very hard on it. And I sent her Tish's video. So, and that's the truth. That's the daggum truth. Because I mean, type a 1 in the comment if you came from another company that you weren't successful at. Like that happens a lot here. So that was my response. I don't know if you have other responses, but I do think handling these objections is good for us to go through.
So I wrote down, and it's like time, busy, busy, time, busy, busy, but there's a few others too. So like the first one, been there, done that. Okay. And I don't know, some of these might be coming from, would you like some information? Could I share a video? That might be the stage of the conversation. Some of these might be after you've sent the video and this is their response. Okay. So it kind of depends on in the conversation, but been there, done that. Okay. I think at that point, I would ask questions. Oh, really? What have you done before? Get them talking and sharing, show their interest, show interest in them. What have you done before? And they may tell you and say, oh, okay, well, I get it. You've done a few. I know there's several people that I've worked with too. I did a few as well. Would you be open just to checking this video out? And then if you're still not interested, that's totally fine. Our job is to get that, like Christy, her response, and then just here's the video. The idea is to get the video in front of them. So like, but if someone said, been there, done that, I think that is a really good time to ask, well, what is it that you've done before? I mean, so that's just to keep the conversation going. I don't know if anybody else has like another response to that, but that's personally what I would ask. I'm not a saleswoman. Does anybody want to answer? Christy, Tish, do y'all want to respond how you would respond, or Tanya?
I'm going to interrupt for just a second, and I'm not showing my face. This is Summer. With the been there, done that, when somebody comes back to me with that one, I'll say, oh, you've done Park Lane before, like, because that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about direct sales. I'm talking about the Park Lane opportunity. So when somebody comes back and it's like, been there, done that, then I'll lead with the, oh, have you, whose team are you on? How long did you sell? Because that keeps them talking to me. And then when they come back and go, well, I didn't do Park Lane, or I've never done jewelry, then again, the door is open for me to say, oh, well, fat reducing products or home cleaning products you scrub your toilet with, that's not as fun as jewelry. Of course I'm nice about it, but so that's kind of how I handle that. Been there, done that.
I think it's great. The idea, I mean, the goal is, you're right, Summer, to keep the conversation open. So, I mean, I think the been there, done that, or, oh, I've done these types of things before, they don't work for me. Well, tell me a little bit more about what you did. Tish, you unmuted yourself. Did you have something or no?
Well, I just want to remind, and you kind of use this analogy with a couple of y'all's responses, but I just want to remind you guys about the feel, felt, found methodology. Okay. So some of you may be familiar, many of you are probably familiar with this. Some of you, maybe you're familiar with it and you forget about it, but I am telling you right now, it is one of the things that if you will implement that into your responses to objections, both for booking as well as opening the conversation about our opportunity, it will change your outcomes. It works. So the feel, felt, found is essentially, oh my gosh, I totally understand that you feel that way. I've talked to so many others who felt that way as well, because they also tried something else and didn't feel like they'd be able to have success here. This is what I found. Oh my gosh, I totally understand how you feel that way. I also felt that way when, my sponsor suggested that I should consider and get some, watch a quick video and learn more about the opportunity. I was thinking, where in the world would I have time for something like that? But I have to tell you, this is what I found. When you lead with, I hear you, I'm listening to you, I respect your concern on that issue by saying, I totally understand that you feel that way. Many have felt that way. I felt that way. It's very common to feel that way. This is what I found. You're acknowledging their concern. You're acknowledging that you're listening to them. All you're trying to do is offer a potential solution to that problem that they're concerned about. I kind of put on like my, Connie's got her treasure tribe hat on. Like I put on like my like friend hat, my career counselor hat. I'm just going to give you my honest advice and thoughts on that concern of yours. Become a problem solver with these objections, guys. You're not always able to overcome them, but when someone comes back at you with a problem or a concern, you just might be able to help them overcome that concern, that fear in their mind. I like to use the analogy, my husband, Jonathan, he's a 25-year attorney, and he's worked in corporate law 23 of the 25 years. And he works typically with contract negotiations, and he's dealing with the salespeople that are trying to make the deals happen. And he's the guy that has to come in and do all the legalese and make sure all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted and nobody's setting the company up for potential risk or, doing something that can't be done, whatever, all the things, right? His dad worked in the same career for 30 years with Exxon. And his dad's advice to him as he walked into that segment of law, he said, son, my best advice is become a can-do attorney. Don't be the attorney that, you know why people hate attorneys? Because they freaking get in the way. They stop the process. They put up all these walls. They're like, oh, but you can't do that because of this. Oh, but you can't do that because of this. And his father's advice to him was become a can-do attorney. Help make those processes possible. Help make those deals be possible. Help find solutions. Okay. Solutions. So when someone comes at you with an objection, and I was throwing out the objections that I got from Christy 14 years ago. So 14 years ago, y'all, you will find this very funny.
Okay, that was really funny. I screenshotted that, Allie. I'm like laughing that you put those in there because that is exactly how I sounded.
Yes. So I wasn't even in the business. Okay. I had a friend that joined the business, and I love my sisters. Clearly, y'all see that. Would get in front of a truck for them. Okay. And I knew my sister, Christy, who had 2 young girls and was still working in pharmaceutical sales and was over that job and was a fashion merchandising major. I knew that maybe doing something like this could be fun for her. Now, at first, there was an opportunity with a clothing company. I'm not going to mention the name. And I was like, Christy, I think that would be really fun. Oh, Tish, I don't want to work at night. You know me, I'm in bed at 8 o'clock. I can't work at night. I know, but you love clothes, Christy. I wasn't even doing it. I'm just advising my sister. Well, you love clothes, Christy. I think it might be really fun. Oh, but Tish, I don't want to have to leave my house at night, and I don't want a second job. That sounds awful. I heard every excuse in the book. Well, then, she doesn't do that. So then this jewelry thing happens, and this friend joins this jewelry company. And I go to her, I'm like, okay, I know you're not looking for something, but you should look at this. This might be so fun for you. I had found an out from pharmaceutical sales. I had a small business. I had found an out. I was out of that golden handcuff situation that I felt I was in, but I was trying to find her potentially an option. Who knows what it could lead to? I'm just it's cute jewelry. You might, same things again. Tish, you know me, I am in bed by 8 o'clock. I don't want to go out at night. A second job sounds awful. All the things. Okay. So then all of a sudden it hit me. I didn't know I was looking for a solution to my problem, but my business was struggling. We just had Hurricane Ike. Anyway, long story short, economy bad, 2008. And it hit me. Well, she's not going to do it. Maybe I could do it. Maybe it could be my short-term solution. So I jump in. Okay. She comes and sees the jewelry, and she's like, Well, that's cute. I think I want to do it.
I never went to look at the website. She sent it to me like 4 times. So just pointing that out there, you could send the link 4 times to the video, but yet when they see the jewelry they made, I'm just pointing that out.
So you guys see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I didn't even know how to do Feel Felt Bound. I wasn't trying to recruit her. I was offering something that I thought would be good for her. And this is, to this day, when I'm opening up conversations with people, it's like, it's the same funnel. I'm just offering something that I think could be good for them. That's it. I don't look at it. I'm trying to recruit her. I'm offering something that I think could be good for them. They can make the decision on if it is, but objections are going to come back. And when they come back, you know, if you can empathize, I totally understand why you feel that way. Let them know they've been heard. People want to be heard. Don't lambaste them and ignore that objection. Totally understand why you feel that way. Oh my gosh, it's such a common concern. People, you know, I had the same concern. Well, when am I going to have the time to do this? This is what I found. And then you share with them your personal experience. Yes, Connie.
Okay, to this exact point, I did this a little training about recruiting and the special and everything that's going on right now. And I came up with something that I think can apply to everybody. And to your point exactly is like, I didn't know I was looking for this, that kind of thought, you know what I mean? So think about the ladies that come to a jewelry party, home party or a Facebook party. Why are they coming? Number 1, to support the hostess. Number 2, like, oh, maybe I'll get a pair of earrings, or they don't know really what they're going to see unless they're a repeat customer, right? Okay, so they're coming for those 2 reasons, but then we find leads within those because, to your point, they didn't know they were looking for it, right? And so this is then what we need to be doing to increase the sharing about it is number 1, you know how we are taught to, like on day 3, to go live, you know, day 4 is the live, right? But day 3, you go live and, hey, welcome everybody. You do the little welcome and you talk about the specials, right? What if also on either day 2, we go live and we did a 3-minute commercial about joining the opportunity, and day 3, we do the live of the welcome. Here's the customer special. So there's another, just a mini 3-minute live only about, hey, my friends, I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for joining in Susie's party. I know you're coming and seeing all the jewelry posts. Remember to keep all this, but I just want to let you know that on the party presentation, I'm going to be doing an after party. And those of you that want to come and listen, it's only going to be for 6 minutes and I'm going to be answering questions. I am actually looking for women that are just super nice, just like all of you are super nice, because you if you're a friend of Susie's, you're a friend of mine, to join my team because we are growing right now. So I'm going to be sharing some information about that. Thanks everybody for being here. You know, just a quick little seed, right? A separate little video so they see you again in their life, right? So they kind of see your energy, they see that, because again, like you said at the beginning, if we're a professional, we're sharing it more often, right? We're not dabbling. We're not just going to talk only about jewelry. Okay, then number 2 is in your presentation, there has to be a little tiny segment. Okay, my friends, I'm so excited because you see these earrings right here. I love wearing these earrings because every time I wear them, I get a compliment. And one of my favorite things about being a stylist, I can turn a compliment into cash or conversation. And I just made a sale just like that. So if you're thinking, oh my gosh, I would love to make another stream of income, I'm here for you. I'm looking for women. I'm looking for fun, happy women. Are you happy? I'm looking for you. Or if you want to increase your happiness, I'm in the happiness business. And this is what we're here for. So I'm going to be sharing a little bit more right afterwards in the after party. So it's a little mini thing. You know, you can actually join for $99. Isn't that amazing? You get $500. Can you imagine all those compliments you're going to get and all those conversations and quick cash you can get? So check it out. Let's stay with me for the after party. So that was number 2. That has to be during the jewelry presentation. You see how fast and fun that was, right? And then the 3, we have to, every one of us that are doing parties, we have to teach them to do an after party for 6 minutes or 5 minutes. Nothing, you know, nothing extravagant. It is just another thing. And the reason is because And we can maybe make some kind of like bullet point outline of these are the things to say in it if there's no answers. And what if nobody stays? What if only one person ends up staying? So what? Maybe that's the one that needed to hear it, right? And for those that listen to the replay, they've heard it, the number one, then they heard it again during your presentation, then they heard it again at the after party. So to your point, we need to then be sharing it a whole lot more. But what if we implemented those 3 things alone in our own personal Facebook parties? Talk about increasing that, because that is why I feel we're not recruiting as much, because we're not sharing it enough, right? We have to, like, all of the coaches say, just keep sharing it, and it's not just about a post. It's not just about a post. It's like seeing your energy, your professionalism, your enthusiasm, your compassion, your passion, all of that about this and how much, and then that will attract those people that are coming. So there you go. How's that?
Bonnie, that's amazing. I'm going to add a couple things because of your tips. That's so awesome. Tish, can I ask you, because we have this list and I think it's helpful. We have 3 minutes.
Okay.
Since you just shared about the feel, felt, found, could
Yeah.
we hear how you would respond to some of the objections that people put? Okay.
Yes.
So, time, busy, time.
Oh my gosh, I totally understand you feeling that way. I know when I was thinking about this, I was also concerned about extra time because I had 3 little kids at home. I had a full-time job, really business that I did at the same time or at that time. And it's a common concern that almost every person has when they're considering this. But this is what I found. You make time for things that are important to you. And I find that when people give this a try and they see how impactful it can be or how lucrative it can be, when they do a party and they're earning a few $100s, they're like, wow, I earned few $100 and all I had to do was X, I said, so it's very common. It's a common concern. But again, the beauty of this business is you can do as much or as little as you want, and you won't know unless you give it a try, which is why we have an entry level, a quick start of $99. It gives you a chance to try it on, and then you can try it on, do a couple parties, and then you can make an educated decision on if it's something you want to do more of.
Well, and I love how that would be maybe after someone's already watched the video and then they're coming back with like a genuine concern.
For
If you
sure.
offered to send the video to someone and they said, oh, I don't have time, then you'd probably say, can I, what would you say after the genuine, the
Yes,
people make time
okay.
for the things they love? How would you close it up with that?
So I'd say, oh my goodness, such a common concern. Almost everybody has that concern when they're considering something like this. This is what I found, that you actually don't know how much time you may have to put into it until you have a little more information. Do you mind if I send you the video? And you know what? If it's not for you, totally fine. But if you're intrigued after watching and you want to talk about this concern of yours, I'm happy to talk through.
Okay, I love that. What about if someone says, I prefer to stay a customer? How would you respond to that? Because I get that. I definitely get that sometimes.
Oh my goodness, I totally get it. I'm so glad you love our jewelry. One option is if you wanted, you could become a preferred shopper, and you could enroll, and with a $99 kit, you get 500. Well, back up. This is just a quick text response.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I love that you love the jewelry so much. And of course, that's totally fine. We also have an option that's called our preferred shopper plan, where you can enroll and never have to pay retail again and get 30% back on all your purchases and enjoy all the perks that we have. If you want, I'm happy to send you a quick video on that.
Okay, I love that. Thank you for doing that. And then everything was, okay, here's one. And this probably would come after somebody's watched a video and it's a genuine concern of theirs. Bothering my friends, or I'm afraid to reach out to my friends, or I don't want to be bugging my friends.
Oh my goodness. I totally understand you feeling that way. I felt the same way. And I think everybody feels that way when they're considering something like this. This is the reality. We start with our friends because it's who we know, but we quickly train and teach you how to book outside of your friend network. And it's so simple to do that because of our incredible host program, where our hosts can get, hundreds in free jewelry. We can talk more about this concern of yours if you want, but if it's okay, let me send the video, or this is after they've watched the video. Yeah. Potentially after they've watched the video, potentially before they've watched the video. I don't have enough friends. Oh my goodness. Totally understand that. Many feel that way. I felt that way. This is what I found. We're going to start with your friends, but very quickly, we're going to train and teach you how to get out of that friend network, because nobody wants to just be selling to their friends. And thankfully you don't have to here.
I mean, I've reached out a lot with this special, and I'm only getting sure, send it over or no answers. Okay. So I think most of these things are coming after someone, maybe the question has been asked either after a video has been sent, or the question has been asked, would you be interested in becoming a stylist? And so I think those are the two ways to get information to someone. And I want you to make note, are you interested in being a stylist, having not offered information first? And the only person that knows the answer to this is you, because you're the ones having the conversations. And I want you to think, okay, am I offering information first? Have the people that I'm trying to have a conversation with, have they received some sort of tool to educate themselves on? Because what I have found ever since I've been doing this, because I've been doing this whole can I share a video thing for about a year now, since I think Jerry Arnold and Jerry started doing it. And I'm finding that people educate themselves if I give them the educational tool. Then when they come to me, I'm just answering their questions. It is not a sales conversation at all. And if they have a genuine concern, like I'm worried about time, or I'm actually don't want to bother my friends, the bother my friends or the time is, well, here's what I found. It's easy to say the feel, felt, found. You just tell your own personal experience. And if you're telling your own personal experience, then you're not selling, you're just sharing how it works for you. So, but I want you to think about if you've actually shared a tool yet. Okay. If someone comes and says, oh gosh, I'm too busy, and you haven't shared a video yet or added them to the Learn More group, then I want to encourage you to say, you know what? I actually haven't even shared any information with you. I'm going to shoot this over to you. Or would you be cool if I sent this over to you? You check it out. And then I'll follow up with you and you tell me if you have questions or not. So I kind of want you to kind of have that, because sometimes you have to have come to Jesus conversations with yourself. Am I sharing the tool? Am I sharing the tool? So I don't know. Has this been helpful? I'm sorry I was a few minutes late, but has this been helpful? It's been helpful for me. Is there anything else, Tish, Christy, Angeline, Corey, Sally, Connie?
No, I told Tish that we need to have the tribe call be a how to handle objections. I think that we all, it's like if you have the tools in your toolbox, then you have more courage to then go and, ask.
Yeah.
I have a quick question. I know we've gone over by a couple minutes, but I want to hit on this for a second. Corey mentioned, or Amber, I think, said she'd sent out 60 messages and, hadn't heard back from many or something like that. And Corey said, that's my fear. That's my fear. That's even worse than a no. Corey, I want you to elaborate on that. What is your fear of not getting a response? What's your fear of that?
So basically, and I was reminded of this. I did an earring party and I was reaching out to people who weren't in my VIP group, who, maybe have commented on posts and stuff, but who have not engaged with me. Like I've never invited them before. And when I do those like messenger parties, that's what I try to do. I was shocked at how many people I would just go through in my Facebook friends and looking at Green Dot, who I had invited to things in the past, who like never responded. And so I'm like, well, you completely ghosted me before. Like, why am I going to try and invite you again? So I feel like it just, for me personally, it makes it seem when I go back and I'm like, oh, there's so-and-so, she ignored me last time. Like, I feel like it's like a big flashing red sign of all these people who completely have no interest in even like, you're not even worthy of a response.
It's called rejection.
Yeah, it sucks. I feel like
because-
it's more rejecting than them telling me, no, I can't do that. Like I have 7 kids. I'm like, well, that's.
Corey, I've been doing a lot of research on rejection because I've had personal feelings of that recently. And it's such a thing that we create in our heads, but you're very bold for admitting this. So good for you for sharing that. Yep.
I'm going to pull the Bob Heilig here. That's a red light story you're telling yourself. Because this is the thing. I mean, maybe some of those people are like, yeah, I'm not interested in doing that. So I'm just, I don't have the heart to tell her no, so I'm not going to respond. I mean, that's a possibility. Okay. But also that day, that person could have had a meltdown with her kids at school. There could have been 5 crises happening in her life at the moment. There could have been, she could be not having any, like totally like, funds, like no funds, can't spend $1 at the moment, and doesn't have it isn't too embarrassed to tell you that. Like most of the time, Corey, someone's reaction towards us has nothing to do with us. It has everything to do with them. Most of the time. And that's what I have to remind myself of when there's like some, no response or whatever. I mean, I get way more no responses than no. Way more no responses than no. And I just move on. Like, and I know that sounds, I mean, it doesn't bother me because it's okay. I mean, it's okay. You're reminding me, I had a kid reach out to me 2 days ago. I get this long email from a kid who is at College Station and at A&M is Aggie, and he's in Kappa Alpha fraternity. And I get this email that says I'm a very important person in his life. And it almost made me laugh because like that kid has not talked to me in probably 5 years, but okay, maybe we need to coach him on a different letter to open with, but I haven't responded. That doesn't mean that I'm like, I am not willing to support you in this thing. He's taking the time, he's doing the thing. I'm going to go support the kid in that thing. But you know what I mean? I haven't responded, but it doesn't mean I'm not interested. It's just, I got the email. Now I haven't responded. Now it's been a couple of days. Now it's out of mind. As you're talking about this, it brought it back to my head. So I just think people have so much coming at them. Clearly, if we can get people on the phone, that's better. I'm guilty of not getting people on the phone when doing these reach outs as well. But this is why a personal message, hearing your voice, all those things can possibly help. But I think when you can become okay with getting no responses, it is going to lift a huge weight off of you. And you will blossom.
And it's a reminder that if I'm seeing that I invited them something and never got a response, then I also didn't follow up, which is bad on me.
And I mean, we're all guilty of that. We're all guilty of that. What was I just inviting to? I was inviting to something in my VIP group in the last week or so. And I was seeing messages of, I've invited people to multiple social sales that they've not shopped, but they're in my VIP group. I'm just going to keep doing it, because maybe one day they will. I don't know.
Right, I'll just go ahead and say I'm horrible. I'm the one who sees the text or no, I need to respond. Like it took me a good 4 weeks to respond to Tish Medford when she sent me $1,000 watch. And I was like, I have this watch. It's sitting here in my office. I need to tell her thank you. But just things happen and I sit down to do it and then something happens. And so, I wanted you to hear me, so that's why I turned on my video and you can see how horrible I look. But
Well,
yeah, don't get
anyway,
it.
I think you guys get that point. Like we will not stop talking about how our minds, as Elizabeth stated in the beginning, me, myself, and I, what stops us, me, myself, and I. What stops us, red light stories, as Bob Heilig talks about. What stops us, all the things we're letting our brain tell ourselves. So commit to yourself every day. I'm going to infuse positive things that help me be stronger, be wiser, be braver, because everybody else that's having success doesn't mean they don't have that same fear, but they tell themselves, fear's not, failure's not an option. I'm going to fail my way to success. I'm going to work through the fear. On the other side of fear is, a whole lot of goodness, So anyway, thank you guys. We've gone over by 11 minutes. I feel we need to bring this to a close. I appreciate you all. We have great training. Just if you guys want specific training for each of these different categories we're talking about each day, it's in our Treasure Tribe. We're pinning the lives to the top of the page. They're 10 minutes and or under. And we've talked about how to reach out to your past hostesses, how to reach out to your VIP peeps, how to reach out to your current open parties. Today's was on how to reach out to recent customers from your past parties. Once you've reached out to the host and you've gotten a no, or, not now or whatever, then you can kind of start reaching out to their friends within the group. So we're giving you all the things to go out and do whatever you want to do with this special, but it's a huge gift. Don't miss out on it. All right. Thank you guys. Love you all. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.